17 years. That's 6,205 days of shared mornings, quiet evenings, and promises whispered in the dark. For David and Emily, it was a life built on love, trust, and the belief that they could face anything together. A marriage that began with a spark in their early 20s, blossoming into a partnership that weathered life's storms. They were the couple everyone admired, the ones who seemed unbreakable. But even the strongest foundations can crack under the weight of a single secret. This is their story. A story of love, betrayal, and the painful journey toward healing. David and Emily met at a friend's wedding, their eyes locking across a crowded dance floor. She laughed at his clumsy dance moves. He was captivated by her radiant smile. It was 2008, and their love story began with late-night talks, stolen kisses, and dreams of a future together. 2 years later, they stood at the altar, vowing to love and honor each other for the rest of their lives. Their marriage wasn't perfect, no marriage is. There were late nights at work, financial struggles, and the chaos of raising two children. But they faced it all as a team. David worked long hours as an architect, designing homes for others while building a life with Emily. She was the heart of their home, a teacher who poured her passion into her students and her family. They celebrated anniversaries with quiet dinners, planned family vacations, and held hands through every challenge. 17 years passed like a montage of memories, birthday parties, school plays, lazy Sunday mornings. To the outside world, they were the picture of devotion. But beneath the surface, something was shifting. It started subtly. Emily grew distant, her laughter less frequent. She'd stay late at school, claiming extra work. Her phone, once an afterthought, became a constant companion, guarded with a new password. David noticed but didn't want to believe. He told himself it was stress, maybe a midlife crisis. After all, 17 years of marriage meant they'd weathered worse, right? But doubt has a way of creeping in. One evening, while Emily was in the shower, a notification lit up her phone. A message from someone named Alex. Can't stop thinking about last night. David's heart sank. His hands trembled as he unlocked the phone. A password he'd guessed from their daughter's birthday. What he found shattered his world. Messages, photos, plans for secret meetings. Emily, his Emily, had been living a double life for nearly a year. The man was a colleague, someone she'd met at a school conference. What began as professional banter turned into stolen moments, then a full-blown affair. David read every word, each one a dagger to the trust they'd built over 17 years. He confronted her that night, his voice breaking, her eyes filled with guilt. She didn't deny it. Instead, she apologized, tears streaming down her face, but the words felt hollow. The woman he loved had betrayed him in the deepest way possible. The days that followed were a blur of pain. David moved to the guest room, unable to share the bed where their vows once lived. Their children, sensing the tension, asked questions neither parent could answer. Emily begged for forgiveness, promising to end the affair, to go to counseling, to rebuild. But David couldn't look at her without seeing the lies. He questioned everything. Had the last 17 years been a facade? Were the late nights, the smiles, the I love yous all tainted? Friends and family tried to help, but their advice felt like static. Some urged him to forgive, citing the length of their marriage. Others told him to walk away. David was torn between the love he still felt and the betrayal that consumed him. They tried therapy, sitting across from each other in a sterile office, unpacking years of unspoken grievances. Emily admitted she had felt neglected, lost in the routine of their lives. But David couldn't accept that as an excuse. "You could have talked to me," he said, his voice raw. "You didn't have to break us." The affair ended, but the scars remained. Trust, once shattered, is not easily rebuilt. Every text, every late night, became a trigger. David wondered if he could ever love her the same way again. Months passed, and David faced a choice: stay and fight for their marriage or let go of the life they'd built. He thought of their children, their shared history, the woman had once vowed to love through anything. But he also thought of himself, his worth, his right to a life free of betrayal. Emily worked to earn back his trust, attending therapy alone, being transparent, showing remorse. It wasn't enough to erase the pain, but it was a start. David, too, began to heal, finding strength in friends, in his work, in moments of quiet reflection. He realized that forgiveness wasn't about excusing her actions, but about freeing himself from the weight of anger. Their marriage would never be the same. But maybe, just maybe, it could be something new. Not the naive love of their youth, but a love tempered by truth, resilience, and hard-won understanding. 17 years of marriage, tested by betrayal, left David and Emily at a crossroads. Their story isn't over, it's still being written. Some marriages survive infidelity, others don't. What matters is the courage to face the truth, to rebuild or to walk away, and to find hope in the pieces of a broken heart. Because even after the deepest wounds, life goes on. And so does love, in whatever form it takes.